So this post from Elon Musk went viral. It got 62 million views, and Musk writes, people giving OpenClaw root access to their entire life. And that's the subject of today's video is what are people doing? At the moment, this AI agent thing is all the craze. And as Musk likens it to, it's like in that scene in Planet of the Apes where basically you give the guns to the apes and then suddenly they have control and they rise to power. The same way, I guess, theoretically, we're cheering on this Terminator universe. I want to show you guys how people are giving away control and what they're doing with it. Take a look at this guy here.
First, what is OpenClaw? OpenClaw is an open source AI agent that you install in your own machine. I chose a Mac Mini, but you can basically choose any hardware. You can also...
Okay, so what he's talking about here, he says, what is OpenClaw? You can get a Mac Mini or virtual private server or whatever. You get your OpenClaw, which is that AI agent thing, right? And then you get one of the LLMs of your choice. And then you're going to go through Telegram, talk to an agent, and then you have a bunch of sub-agents. And look at all the stuff that he gives access to, right? So work for you 24/7, your personal assistant to manage your life, finances, right? Track your expenses, social media to auto post, and then analytics to track everything. So basically you're giving the robot like automation of all of that stuff, which is basically all your things, social media, money, and I guess your schedule, but I think that's what we manage your life and maybe life advice and stuff. They're actually talking about this also in a podcast thing. Listen to what they're saying regarding the AI agent stuff in the future.
Essentially, Ultron, I've talked about as a concept, the God that understands the oracle of the entire organization. I've asked it to reply to people and do that weekend coaching based on not only what they self-reported, but that it sees in the data. And so we do.
And it's kind of weird that you'd want to name it Ultron, because if you guys saw that Avengers movie or read the comics, Ultron's the robot that Tony Stark made and ultimately tried to take over the world and was dangerous. So, okay, why are we naming that? Who knows? Listen a bit more here.
I think this could ultimately be done just by the replicant, but there's something for the human to set their own priorities in the morning. So maybe the end of the day could be done by the replicant. It could make a first pass at it and say, hey, it's 7 a.m. Here's what I think you should be working on. You reply to it and say, yeah, those 3 things are low priority. I'll do those next week. And you missed this thing that Jason called me on the phone about last night from his car.
And kind of what they're talking about, if you understand this conversation, is a replicant or robot buddy or personal assistant. Like, it's even like that movie, if you guys saw with Scarlett Johansson and Joaquin Phoenix, called Her, which is about how people will have relationships with their operating system or robot or assistant, which isn't that far-fetched of what they're talking about here, and people are actually kind of doing it. It's kind of crazy.
Top priority now. Now the oracle is, kind of like your coach. So I've been trying to frame it with the team that everybody gets an executive coach. Richard, I think you said at the beginning of the show, one way to think about it is, what are things rich people have that everybody could have? Rich people had chauffeurs. Then you got Uber. Rich people had summer homes or ski houses. And now they have Airbnb. Rich people had executive assistants. Now they have agents. Rich people had executive coaches, but executive coaches cost $5,000 to $25,000 a month. Boards are happy to pay for it when a company raises its Series A.
And if you hear what they're talking about, right, they're trying to sell you this dream lifestyle, right? You're going to have just the same lifestyle as wealthy individuals. Airbnb is just like your vacation home, and what Uber is just like your expensive cars, I guess. And then this executive coach that costs $5,000 to $25,000 a month. Wow, you can have that life too. And I just want you to see like how they're pitching the sort of, this will solve all of your problems, AI. It's like a weird cult religion tech bro thing. And I've really noticed it popping up regarding this AI agent stuff. Apparently people are buying these, world jumping with both feet. NVIDIA just reported their earnings today, and it says NVIDIA posts $200 billion a year on back of AI investment boom. So we have to build out all of these data centers to get all of these AI agents to run our lives. That's what we're talking about. And NVIDIA's like, hey, I'll be happy to take all that money, right? Okay. And then you got Salesforce, which is really interesting because some of these software companies, some of people's jobs will be eliminated in this crazy AI agent world. Salesforce gives disappointing sales outlook, feeds AI fear. Salesforce, the leading maker of customer management software, which I've always said all along that I think these sort of web-based customer support was going to take a big hit from these sort of chatbot stuff. So that's how it is right now. Oftentimes you go to help on a website and you're talking to a computer basically. Talking about Salesforce, became a poster child for Wall Street's anxieties about the impact of AI on established vendors. The company's shares have dropped 37% the past 12 months as investors fear that AI will make it easier to build competing products and reduce Salesforce pricing leverage, right? So you don't need to use Salesforce anymore when you can just develop your own stuff. And then according to Salesforce, who knows, maybe they changed their name, they're going to try to roll out tools to try to get you to buy other stuff. It says Salesforce has been trumpeting its AI tool called Agent Force that can complete tasks such as sales development and customer service without human supervision, right? Just all automated. Annual recurring revenue for that product has passed 800 million in the past fourth quarter, up from 500 million. So that certainly is increasing for them. And then you got this. This is like big competition right now to automate everything. And that's why companies are all trying to jump in, because I guess that's where the money is at. That's what all CEOs want, is to fire everybody and get robots. This is from Perplexity. They say, introducing Computer, our general purpose digital worker, right, robot basically, that researches, analyzes, designs, codes, and deploys. It can work for hours at a time or even months, from in-depth investment analysis to scientific research to ad automation to learning module generation. Computer works 24/7 on your behalf. Start your first task today. Available to max subscribers, right? They're trying to sell you subscriptions to this stuff. But this is what we're looking at. And the question that people are going to have to ask, and this is what we talk all the time on the channel, is it going to be worth it for me to pay the computer, give money to this company? They're going to tell you, yeah, definitely give me the money because this will be better than workers. But that's the value proposition. Will this be better than workers? And in some situations, I think, yeah, that is certainly a possibility. Like I mentioned, the customer service thing, it's already existing on several websites that's automated. And how far will this go and how fast? I mean, it's moving very, very quickly as everyone's trying to jump in on this thing. And, you're looking at weighing the costs. Then you're also looking at sort of these bold promises of these AI assistants and make your life better, manage your life. And I'll just say this. Take a look at how this guy talks about managing his life with the AI stuff. Listen to this.
Wherever you use it. So I think it opened people's brain into thinking to like restructure their life and rules and skills and basically start training these virtual employees, whether it's one or many of them, to try to get your life in order. But when you've been procrastinating on getting your life in order from your cable drawer that you have to your digital iCloud and Google Drive and whatever, you realize that it's actually overwhelming to try to fix your life, which is like
if you guys hear what he's saying, right? And this isn't something that I think is a lot of people are always looking for answers. That's why they fall for the Donald Trump rhetoric, or they fall for the Elon Musk rhetoric, or they fall into the tech bro stuff. Is like, man, my life's all messed up, just the same way that all the cables are mixed up in my life. I'm trying to figure out how to fix my life, and maybe AI can do it. Maybe AI who tells me what to do. It is living in a South Park episode. If you guys saw the season of South Park, one of the characters like basically followed whatever the AI said. It's kind of like that. It is very, how can I say it, dystopian sci-fi to watch it play out. And these are real people talking about using, AI agents. Listen a bit more here.
Bell curve meme of like, oh, everything needs to be fixed and in order, and then you're like, no, I can just still ship things and do. I think that your life can never be in order. OpenClaw is giving me the illusion that with the power of sub-agents and too many LLMs and models, and if I throw money at tokens and stuff, that everything can be in order and everything can perfectly flow around me, from handling contractors and groceries and tasks and to-dos and speaking at conferences and launching many SaaS and all of the customers being in order. I know this is possible. It's not the reality right now, and it's mostly not the reality right now. It's like a two-part problem. The one part problem is like, of course, OpenClaw is not good enough right now. It doesn't have super memory. It has context issues. It has like a trillion issues, combined with you, the person, me in this case, has issues that you don't know what you want. You don't explain well enough what you want, and your life is not in order enough. In order.
And we're laughing a little bit, but I do appreciate his honesty on this stuff, to be frank. I do appreciate his honesty because, again, I think a lot of people are looking to this technology and they think, okay, someone promised me snake oil and all I have to do is throw money at said snake oil. I'm going to be rich. And you're going to find a whole bunch of these kind of people on YouTube. Guys, this is how you get rich. What you do, right? You get all these agents, you tell it, make me money. Then you lay on the couch and you play video games and you're just watching that money roll in.
Sometimes people wonder, well, how do you go from this big fleet to actually monetizing the fleet in an autonomous situation? And it's actually a combination of it's like Airbnb and Uber to some degree. So there'll be some cars that Tesla owns itself, it's kind of like an Uber fashion. But then for the fleet that is owned by our customers, it will be like an Airbnb thing. You can add or subtract your car to the fleet whenever you want. So you can say, I'm going away for a week. At just one tap on your Tesla app, your car gets added to the fleet, and it just makes money for you while you're gone. Yeah. So you can say you can add it to the fleet for a few hours, for a few days, for a few weeks. Whenever you want it back, you can say, come back, and the car will come right back. And I'm highly confident that the revenue made by the owner of the car will far exceed the actual monthly payment. And then Tesla will obviously take a rev share on that, but most of the money will go to the owner of the car. And this is actually going to work. This is what will happen. So mark my words, this is simply a matter of time.
Right? Hey guys, you're all going to have a Tesla robo-taxi. It's going to just drive around while you sleep and make you money while you're sleeping. and it should be obvious that it's snake oil, but it's actually not obvious to people because what happens is a lot of these con artists, I'll just be frank with you guys, they are pretty, how can I say, they're convincing in terms of if they have enough cult members that say, oh, I used his system, it worked for me. It's kind of like selling people weight loss, stuff. Hey, this is the before and after, and look at all these people who used it, and look how fantastic it is, right? And for those of you who are old enough and have been around the block, you'll get a sense of what's real and what's not real, and just always be careful with anyone out there that says, hey guys, I've got the magic key that will solve all of your problems, fix everything, and then you're going to be rich. And that's why I actually do appreciate what this guy is talking about, how if you got problems already, don't expect the OpenClaw, who's also got problems, to fix your life and fix all your problems, and don't necessarily fix everything. And then that's why I showed you guys in the beginning, the one guy's got this chart out here, your personal assistant, your finances, social media, analytics, etc. All these people are looking to automate their lives, and I think there's a lot of, I have to say this, there's a lot of bad things that could happen. We'll leave it that way. And it was very interesting for Elon Musk to tweet this stuff out, even though he's the one who's pushing for us to all have our robot buddies and use his AI chatbot to have robot girlfriends. I don't know, man. This whole thing's whacked out. And then we're investing all of our money and pumping up GDP numbers or whatever into the data centers to pump up this culture. If you guys see the full connection here, it's crazy. So that's my thoughts on this. I want to hear yours, and I'll catch you all in the next video.